Chill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
What's up, Nicholas DeLuca?
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benninger is long, and there is much to tell.
Yeah, I have been using it for reference. I've got a few things I'm using for reference right now. Opposable Knight's pretty cool though.
Only the founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom, but Vivian can probably make an educated guess.
Back again, Lord Rosefield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charm. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
We'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Oh,
The Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm, or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the mother crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider
Hey,
it
Kyle.
a sinful thing, a poison
young,
to
no.
us.
Virile,
And to them,
yes.
the dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days
Hmm.
You ready?
Don't think I like these
I think so.
swoops.
Jill, when you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath, were you?
No. We spoke of Imran, the leader of the crystalline orthodox, the man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward. And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid lives on.
We'll make him proud.
Yeah, I like the swoops going down more
Useful trick.
for sure.
Frogs even fall in the spray to make nest. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The masters made me do it when the Crusaders took to the seas to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
I have one more
Was that
Elden Ring thing.
They have another time. That wasn't too bad.
One more
Worry about.
that I need to finish, but I don't have the power. I gotta do this one. It's not part of the triptych I did for Meatbun. This is just for me. This is a personal piece. But this is my final farewell to Elden Ring. It'll take me about 2 weeks to finish this, probably, based on where it's at. But, yeah, I gotta find the time to jump into it and knock out all the last details. Yeah, it's not something I'm gonna be able to stream. I'm gonna have to take some time and just like put on like a long YouTube series or something and just zone out. That's a render fest. There's no like designing involved. I'm not gonna be able to like talk. I just have to like channel the dark powers, make a pot of coffee, and just become dead to the world. One of these days. There's a few paintings like that I have in my backlog that are very close to being done, but I need to just
Look at this place.
become a monster to finish them. Become human filth. Just need to live inside them for 12 hours.
Nothing a shield of this area can't handle. 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 Nothing a
I like that better. Yeah.
Fuck. Is there no other way across? This is going to be close.
Let's not do that again.
Let's not. They don't look too tough.
Hey Shays, going okay. Hope you're doing well.
Let's look for another path. Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
What the hell is that?
Good luck.
I don't think it's friendly.
I haven't watched the new season of The Last of Us yet. I haven't watched it. Is it any good?
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
I assumed. The crazy thing is like, is that show just over after this season? Because there's no way they're gonna make a Last of Us Part 3 before they film a third season. There's no way. So does the show continue the story and have it not be a game? Or do they just end it?
It is, my lady. I cannot talk here. Come with me.
Like, what do they do? Unless they turn Last of Us Part 2 into two separate seasons, which they could. There's enough content in Last of Us Part 2 to make 2 seasons. But, like, what do you do when that story is over?
I'll act you safe.
Do you just keep writing the show and then not make games? Because you can't make a game with the story from the show after the show has come out. No one will play it.
Are you a fool, girl? Or have you grown tired of your freedom already? Forgive me, my lady, but I had to come back. There are things I left undone. Tell me, where is the patriarch? At this hour, he'll be at the combrick, giving thanks. You mean? Oh, you fiend! Clive, we have to get to the sanctuary. Now. Lady Marley, you must flee this place, gather your things, and go. Release me here, Jill.
We have company.
This way.
There's enough stuff in Last of Us Part 2 to stretch it across 2 seasons. There's enough.
It leads straight into the combrick. Go on, stop dawdling. Thank you.
There's basically 2 games.
To me.
You could split the Ellie half and the Abby halves into 2 separate games, essentially.
Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me. I'll live if you promise to do the same.
The same. Oh.
Come on, Clive. We're nearly at the combrick.
Right.
Hey, Spitboy. Spitboy, remember, My Memorial Day party is on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. Come, bring your crew. Bring as many people as you'd like. Or as few. There you go. Yeah, feel free. If you want to bring family or anything, feel free. Bring anyone you want. We'll see. I'll try. I'll try my best.
How many of them are there?
Smart of them to put out a trailer directly after delaying it. Throttling that hype. I love when Final Fantasy busts out the pipe organ. Finally get to the end of Expedition 33. I haven't beat it yet, but I'm at the ending. Oh boy. Oh boy, what a good game.
Clive, there's something I need you to know. I saw the patriarch see things no one should have to see, and so I swore that he would die by my hand.
I understand. I faced my demons. Then you must face yours.
We're nearly there. Just one last push.
Hey, Sharky. Off to a great start, Cherokee.
Shiva's dominant. Come to beg forgiveness for your fee.
For years I followed your orders, fought your wars, all to protect the children you took, just as you took me. And what did you do in return? You put them in chains and you slit their throats.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption. A penance paid, just as the Holy Mother wills it. Repent, abomination! For a monster like you to set foot in the Holy Cymru is in itself a crime deserving of death.
You're right. I am a monster, and my soul is stained black. Though not by ether, but by the evil of men like
Oh, I don't know anything about that, Cherokee.
close my heart and drown in darkness when I should have raged against it.
I gotta look into that.
This is my penance. I will be your monster no more, nor will I suffer you to create another.
Does the beast bare its teeth at its master? Come then, dominant. Rage, be as you have ever been. A monster
Whew, tired.
Remember how it felt?
I don't know about me, but thank you, buddy. I've had a long week,
Why can't I do it?
and it's only Tuesday.
Please, just once. She won't be able to hold that love back forever. This quick.
Oh, just, you know, life. Life being life. All good, buddy. I appreciate it, though. Nothing worth venting about. Just very tired. Meds I'm on are fucking with my sleep and my mood. Damn it! I just gotta get a few hours of painting in before I go back into my basement and play Clair Obscure.
Right. That won't take long.
It's true. Played Clair Obscure for 6 hours yesterday, guys. I just want it to be over so I can focus on work again. All I can think about right now is finishing Clair Obscure. All I can think about. I just want it out of my life. Want to wrap it up. Yeah, I like that better. I like the downward swoops. I feel better. Expedition 33 is the best RPG. I mean, not including Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate's in a category all its own. But Expedition 33 is the best, like, JRPG, classic RPG I've played since Ni no Kuni came out. Over 10 years. It's shockingly good. It's shockingly good. If you like that genre, I really can't recommend it enough. Why did I change the crosses from the initial designs? Because in a fantasy setting like Hyrule, Christianity shouldn't exist because it's a fantasy setting. And I think when they made the game, they put the crosses on because it was a very cartoony thing, like knights have crosses because it's just like an iconic thing from like Templar Knights costumes. So if you get a shield and you only have, 20 pixels, what do you put on the shield? Okay, well, it's either going to be 4 dots or it's going to be a cross, which are the two things they went with. So I want to stay true to the design of, like, there's something cross-shaped on the shield, but Christianity shouldn't exist in Hyrule. That's weird and doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, there's a reason why in all future releases and all other international releases, they took the crosses off. They did it in the Final Fantasy games too. But yeah, that's why. Yeah. Oh, please hold. There's a time-sensitive delivery waiting for me on my porch. I'll be right back. I must go check what it is. Be right back. I will return. I will. I'll come back. I'm gonna come back. What could it be, puppy? What's on the steps? What could it be, puppy? That was so wholesome, chat. So wholesome. Wow. I can't believe the wholesomeness. Wow. Alright, I'm here. Alright. Okay, I'm here. My art director from Meat Bun, who owns Meat Bun, who I had over for dinner the other day, sent me a gourmet pack of spices from a local place. Huge pack of beautiful spices to cook with. They look wonderful. I was super kind of them. How kind of them. Package smells amazing. It's over. Hi, Eiley.
I bore it willingly. This was a sin for which I had to atone.
Hi, pup.
Now I can continue at your side with my head held high.
List off what's in it. Oh my god. Cardamom pods, Maras biber, basil, sumac, lake salt, a bunch of Turkish spices I've never cooked with, which I'm very excited about. Some curry, some really nice Sicilian chili flake, some really good looking basil, some very high quality nutmeg from the smell of it. Yeah, there's a bunch of Turkish spices in here. They're in. It's a Spitboy. It's a company in. It's a company in Cambridge. They said called Curio Spice Company. Apparently, they're like a local place with like a storefront in Cambridge. I want to go. Have you been to Curio? Well, the spices smell incredible. If you ever go, they smell nuts. I'm gonna whip some goat cheese with a little bit of oil. Put some of this in there. Dip some fucking pita bread. Ooh, I can't wait.
This way, Your Grace.
I'm glad I finally have sumac. I've never really... I've seen a lot of recipes that call for sumac, and I, like, never cook with it. So I'm excited to have Sumac.
You're bleeding. I have a tonic which will.
I thank you for your kindness. Truly. I assure you, I will survive. Please, save your medicines for those who need them most.
Oh, well, if you're sure.
For a moment there, I felt my brother's presence.
You did.
I fear he is in Ultimo's thoughts again. Why now, after 5 years of silence? I cannot keep him sealed away much longer.
Your Grace.
No, do not dirty your hands.
Hmm.
Look at them all. Like a river flowing to the sea.
Moths to a flame, perhaps. Crystalline dominion their light in the darkness. More and more lose their homes to the blight and set out in search of sanctuary, while others use their fortunes to the Dalmekian levies and leave to find new livelihoods. What is it that you seek in the dominion, Your Grace?
The only search.
You mean the Crown Prince of Sanbrec?
He has many titles. Theon Old, Prince of Dracutus, Odin's nemesis, or simply Bahamut. I met him once when we were children. He was a chivalrous soul even then, and has served his empire indefatigably ever since.
Indefatigably.
You are confident that he will listen to what you have to say?
That means without fatigue, guys.
Our world lurches ever closer into the abyss.
Did you know that?
When the hidden hand ushers us onward, Ultima's influence extends to every nation, Sanbrec included. If His Highness is the man I believe him to be, and I pray that he is, this truth would not have escaped his notice. As the mother crystals fall, the eternal flame wavers, and the azure sky begins to bruise. How lucky we were to be blessed by the crystals. And yet how spoiled. Like canaries in a gilded cage, growing fat on seed.
Seed.
Now,
Fat
hours are closing in.
on
We must
seed.
take flight. Painful though it be to leave our home behind, it is what we must do to be free.
Exotic meat sellers? No.
Would you say that men cannot live
I
without
buy weird cuts. Like, it depends what you mean by exotic.
leads to damnation?
Most supermarkets here, if you go in and ask for a pork belly, they look at you like, what are you talking about?
I do not yet know the answer to that question.
Most places have chicken, steak, hamburger, turkey.
Your Grace, let us find a place to rest a while. We can return by the Dalmekian trail once you have recovered your strength. I realize your duty is pressing, but if your health should fail,
I know. Thank you. You too.
Let's say I have a completed graphic novel theoretically ready to go to market. Would you recommend I find an agent and publisher? Go the self-publishing Kickstarter route? I'd recommend you release a few chapters of it for free to build hype online. Build a fan base, and then go look for Kickstarter and agent opportunities. The deals an agent's going to find you are going to be way better if you already have a following. And doing a Kickstarter is going to make you a lot more money if people already know what the thing is and they like it. So don't go to Kickstarter or go look for an agent without building an audience first. Your agent's not going to be able to do much if you don't, like, yeah.
Watch as you harmlessly lap against their walls. They are dug in like ticks.
Wild fork fruits.
To draw out this siege, knowing the capital's stores are nigh bottomless.
I didn't know you meant exotic meats.
And what of our wise ones? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap. Republican soldiers starve while waiting for orders from Randalar.
No problem, dude. Good luck.
But take the field, the Ellis will be fled by nightfall. If I take the field, so too will Bahamut, and our duel will shake the island to its foundations. Instead of liberating the Dominion, you would doom it to destruction. Unless that is what you desire. If our learned advisor has a solution to propose, we shall be glad to consider it. Is that the Emperor? What is the meaning of this, Lord Conquer? What it means is that I am disinclined to advise you any longer. Ah, the looks on their faces when you walked through those doors. A perfect picture of stupefaction. They could not believe their eyes. Though I confess, I had my own doubts whether or not you would accept my invitation. Such shocking news. Sid isn't a son of a whore. He's the son of an empress. Your own dear Clive.
Absurd. Who fed you these lies? I have never spent a moment among criminals, save at the gallows. I came here with my son, not to entertain your baseless accusations, but to put an end to the senseless hostilities between our nations.
Very well. You need only agree to the terms I set out. Sid took the life of someone dear to me. By the name of Benedicta. I swore to take his entomb. This would not be disagreeable to you, I take it. You would finally be rid of the stain on your noble name. In return, I will leave Sandbrook in your capable hands. Your Imperial Majesty.
And all for the love of a common. Dominant or no, one cannot hide one's breeding. And beasts will ever belong with beasts.
That's right. Don't forget it, chat.
There are greater things in store for you, my darling Olivier. Soon enough, you shall be the crown prince of Saint-Brec. And when your father goes to meet great Gregan, you shall be emperor of all you survey. The old order shall come tumbling down, and you will rebuild the world in your glorious image. Soon.
She's been in there for hours. Something must be wrong.
I've done what I can, but the rest is up to you. You need to start taking better care of yourself. Understood. Thank you. The curse has spread. Make sure she rests.
I think that's fine, Sharky. I do it all the time. That's my secret. I never release anything. I just constantly go back and I keep painting on top of it over years and years and years. It's the secret to never posting any art, but always working.
Not anymore.
Enjoy hell.
This isn't just your struggle, Clive. It's ours. And when we see how hard you fight, it inspires us to do the same. Or would you rather we left you to save the world all on your own?
No. That's not. Ignore me.
Yeah.
We need to know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yeah. I like that. That works.
We must be ready to leave Elizabeth at once.
Gov gave you the news then. We're leaving for Rosalith. But not before I know exactly what's going on. What have we heard?
All sorts. Nobody was expecting the Daleks to open up a new front against the Empire, least of all our friends in the provinces. Reports have been rolling in from all over the place, with no two saying the same thing. I've been passing them to Vivian, and I hope she can make sense of it. If you sit and go, I want to talk to her.
Understood.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite pupil. Let's see now. Where did we leave? Well, this is a surprise. My lectures are rarely so well attended.
You know what they say? A little knowledge can't hurt.
We're going to Rosalith to deal with Kuka. What's the situation there?
Oh, there, Lord Rossfield. I'm sure you're champing at the bit to return to your roost. But to fully understand the present situation, one must first understand how it came to be. Let us begin with the story of Hugo Kuka, or the permanent economic advisor to the Dalmekian government, to give him his formal title. In a republic founded on commerce, there could hardly be a more influential position. It is granted him both extraordinary wealth and extraordinary power. Not that he ever wanted for the latter. Being Titan's dominant, he is also Dalmekia's last line
Should
of
do it.
defense, a fact he has used to his considerable advantage. Why, he was even able to pry Drake's Fang, one of the pillars of the Republic, from Parliament's grip. And he was quick to buy the loyalty of the Fang's protectors. Today they are his faithful creatures, a private army in all but name. The self-same army that marches upon Rosarian soil as we speak. By which I mean imperial soil, not that you need reminding of the
Taste.
This for the world.
All right. We should be on our way.
A taste. A taste.
Fortify the castle gates at once.
Shadow's weird.
This men have been busy. We've already breached the castle's outer wall. The Imperials are holding the ground for now. It's only a matter of time before the keep falls. Those fuckers really went to town on this place. Almost like they want to wipe it off the map.
Just a means to an end.
All this for one man. They didn't have to go so far.
If you keep your wits about you, I reckon you can make it up to the castle without raising the alarm. I'll sniff out any townsfolk who haven't escaped yet and send them on their way.
Be careful.
Likewise. I won't do anything I wouldn't do.
Why? Why should I be happy about that? Tell me why.
I thought I was ready for this. But
I know. It's like a nightmare. This was our home. Come on, Clive. We have to keep going.
I sure hope Torgal, the dog, doesn't find out he's secretly a magical wolf.
He'll stop at nothing, Clive. Nothing.
Why do this?
Clive, we can get through here.
There's only one fitting punishment.
If I was a summon like them, what would I summon? I'd probably be that one dope summon from Final Fantasy VI. It wasn't a summon in FF6. It was an enemy, but it came back as a summon in FF7. This guy. Yeah, this guy. That'd be this guy. Right here. Big ol' spooky mouth coming out of my butt. big ol' spooky mouth taking up my whole body. That's what I'd be. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all you need to hear. There's no further context needed. Don Bologna. Give me thunder. Brr. Okay. Yeah, right. What else we got here? Hugo Kupka. Ba 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 ba. Book 1 of the Spooky Buttface Chronicles.
We're nearly at the castle. It ends there.
Well, thanks, buddy. I love you. I gotta look at him next to his brother real quick. Just two bros, you know? Just two bros having a good time. I want more of this chasing that's in here. Less of the swoops, more of the chasing. All right. I sure hope we don't fight a giant cat. I sure hope we don't fight a giant curl right now. Oh, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon, guys. We're fighting a giant curl.
Let's make this count.
No. No, I don't think so. It does need something, though. Maybe just the same thing, but smaller. Feels like it should have been a deleted scene from Step Brothers. Them in armor in the bunk bed.
On to the festivities.
That stew's great, that is. I suppose it's up to me then.
That'd be pretty good. It'd be called Out for Justice. Boko Nenatsumo, Out for Justice.
You! Bring the prisoner!
Be called Shin Megami Hefty.
Yes, no, she deserves for getting into bed with an outlaw. She'd get it tomorrow.
Lord Kupka commands your presence.
You ought to bear witness to the girl's execution.
Such a waste.
Gav!
Those little fellas are a bastard of open, just so you know. Don't worry, I'll have him off before you can blink.
Where's Jill?
In the courtyard.
Shit. We have to hurry.
The Imperials have sounded the retreat and cleared out of the castle. The place is still swarming with Kupka's men.
Leave them to me.
They go in top and circle round the back. Look as you like, eh? Nearly forgot.
Hold on, Jill. I'm coming. I have to get to the courtyard. Don't you let her die.
I hope you've got a plan, Clive, because we are fucked if you don't.
Yeah. He's a real legend, that one. Oh my god. Torgal. It does have to go lower.
Still breathing, are you? Excellent. Then Lord Kafka's report should be ours. I thought bad news always came in threes.
You've never seen a Steven Seagal movie? It's actually impressive. I feel like they're on TV all the time because they cost nothing to get the rights for. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. Oh! Oh!
It's over.
For now. But I bet that wasn't the last of them. And they won't stop hunting us until Kubk is dead. So you get in there and finish the job, eh?
Go on.
Eh?
If they come again, we'll hold them back.
All right. But be careful. As you said, you'll die by my hand.
I said, oh, because that's what the guy in the game did. You'll notice that when people in the game make weird noises, I usually make the same noise. Just a little fun thing you can expect from my streams, you know, just a little audience participation thing, you know.
You're late. Trouble on the way. Just enjoying your entertainment. How gratifying. Have you come to defend your father's throne, Lord Rosfield? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria.
When does it make sense to create some kind of studio as a catch-all for your professional efforts? Example, when is Koro versus when he's Massive Black? So the benefits of a studio are if you have too much work for one person to do, if you want to negotiate for higher rates of return on the work, and if you want to get bigger contracts. For example, if you want to do concept art for a whole video game, you can't. One person can't usually do that for a AAA game. It's too much work. Same with a movie. But if you have friends that are like on a similar level that want to do similar things, you can take those contracts and you can do them as a team. You can split them up between yourselves accordingly and make a lot more money than if you were just doing standard freelance. The other benefit to making a company, this is United States advice, I can't speak for other countries. If you set yourselves up as a company, you get all kinds of tax benefits and healthcare benefits. You can purchase insurance on a corporate level and deduct it as a business expense and then insure everybody. You can get bigger tax breaks. You can write off other things. Yeah, you can, there's all kinds of corporate level benefits to starting a studio, because then you have a corporate entity that you can, you know, do all kinds of things with that you can't do as an individual. But yeah, that's essentially, those are the big reasons. It's an ability to take on bigger contracts. You have benefits. Yeah, you have protections. If you get sued, you yourself aren't going to lose anything necessarily. The business might. Like, I have a few LLCs that I'm a part of for those reasons, where like, if I get sued, I'm not going to like lose my house. I've made sure that my house is inside of a trust that's owned by an LLC. So if me, Daniel, gets sued, it's not on paper my house. It's the company that I set up's house, and it's inside of a trust, so it's protected by a few layers of legal shielding. But yeah, there's benefits to being a studio. It's essentially more work and better benefits, but to open a studio, you have to have a team of people that you can really, really rely on, that are able to do the work consistently and put out, you know, stuff people are going to want to hire you for on a consistent basis. What's the downside of putting my house in a trust? There isn't one. As long as like I control the trust and the other people that I put on it are people that I have faith in, there's really no downside. Managing a trust costs money, and most people don't own their houses 100%. If you're mortgaging a house, you can't put it in a trust. If the bank still owns part of your home, you can't do that. You can only put assets that you control inside of a trust. So I think the reason most people don't do it is because most people don't own their homes. I'm fortunate enough that I own this place. But yeah. Oh, sorry. You're asking about companies, not trusts. Lack of need, because like most people, I mean, to be fair, like if you're a freelancer in the United States, you should set yourself up as an LLC. It's not a studio, but you shouldn't be like Nicholas DeLuca, individual who's doing concept art freelance. You should be Nicholas DeLuca LLC or whatever you call your company. The reason being that if you're a freelancer in the United States, you get taxed at a higher rate. There's either a 10 or a 15% tax applied to you as a freelancer. But if you're suddenly a company, that goes away. You know? Yes, it's annoying. Yes, you have to deal with paperwork and pay yourself out and stuff like that and track everything, but like you keep more of your money and you have more legal protections. So it is worth it. But yeah, most people don't know that. And most people on the company side of things, like starting a studio, the reason most people don't start a studio is because most people don't have enough work to do a studio. Most people who are freelancing have enough work for themselves or for themselves and maybe a friend. You need to be doing huge amounts of work to need to open a studio. You need contracts that are requiring massive amounts of output that are very reliable. Don't you still need to pay taxes after you pay it to yourself? Yes, but you're taxed at a lower rate because you're an employee of your company. You're not a freelancer. If you work for your company, you have a tax identification number with your company. You are not a freelancer, which means that you get to keep that 10 or 15% penalty that the government would otherwise take. And all the expenses, the other thing you got to keep in mind is all the expenses that you have for your art or your home office or anything like that, what you're able to deduct as a studio is, or as a company, sorry, as an LLC, what you're able to deduct as an LLC is much higher than what you're able to deduct as an individual. If you travel, if you're an LLC and you travel for like a workshop or something related to your industry work, you can deduct like all that shit, tons of it. You can deduct a portion. You can have a home office. You can have higher rates of deduction on a whole bunch of expenses, on meals, on corporate retreats, on meetings. If you hang out with other artists, there's a whole bracket of things that LLCs and S corps can deduct that individuals can't deduct, or that they can deduct a higher percentage of. So like, yeah, you still pay yourself out, but the money that would go to taxes, you can spend on other shit. And also you're taxed at a lower rate.
You mustn't get yourself worked up.
Wait.
Another time with us.
Another time, miotos. True. Hello there. It's me.
What? You think they came here to say? I'll be fucked if I know what's going on, but every minute we spend racking our brains, that bastard's getting further away.
Away.
So what do we do?
Do you think these voice actors actually have accents, or do you think they're all faking it?
Back to the hideaway. I'm too tired to think. As are you, by the looks of it. And after what Jill's been through, let's worry about Cooper later, shall we?
Rookie mistake. Always worry about Kuka now.
It'll give us a chance to solve the riddle of your magic wood, too.
I meant the NPCs, Sharky. Yes, Sid is also Galactus in the Fantastic Four. Which I can't wait for him to go. I'm gonna eat your planet.
Just look at the state of you.
It looks delicious. And I'm gonna eat it.
Is this what you call taking better care of yourself? No more excuses, your ladyship. I order you to rest. Fine. I'll rest.
I'm gonna eat your planet.
Don't worry, Gav. She's in good hands.
Well, we should have never let her fall into Hugo's. Back when he had some like. Question is, where is he now?
And what the hell were those wireless doing there?
I was wondering about that all the way home.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah, it's weird. I heard Thunderbolts is very good.
Good horseman. About what?
I'm totally not gonna see it in theaters, but when it comes to streaming, I'm interested.
Legged friends ever done that before. I'm betting tons will have read about it. What I want to know is what happens afterwards. It's all well and good talking saving our arses, but if it costs them what it costs Jill,
Right. Let me know if you learn anything.
will do. And you do the same, mate.
Jill. Listen to Talia.
I will. Thank you.
Based on what? Based on critic and audience consensus? People are saying it's a very enjoyable movie with charismatic actors and decent action scenes. They're saying it's not the best thing Marvel's done,
Have a good time.
but they're also saying it's probably the best thing they've done since Endgame,
How's Jill doing?
other than you know,
Talia's making sure she gets the best
Deadpool's
she
not really doesn't really count.
Any word on Kupka's movements?
Vivian's the bullshit cat to try and track him, but she's feeding on scraps. We've sent ours out to the goose breakers and our other friends in the west, asking them to get their eyes peeled.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll watch it when it comes to streaming. I'm not gonna like go out of my way though.
Right. Let me know when you find something.
There he is. All right, Clive. Still busy saving the world?
Ned. When did you get back?
Just now.
What about your studies?
Adjourned.
Did I like No Way Home?
Playing
Yeah.
Bacon's area.
Yeah, No Way Home was good.
Not more about it.
It leaned a little too heavy on the memeing, but it was fine. I thought the premise of the movie, Doctor Strange casts a magic spell that makes the whole world forget Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I thought that was weak as fuck. I thought that was really silly and dumb. But the movie itself is very entertaining. I like what they did with all the villains. I like what they did with trying to save them. All the performances are really good. I like how they kind of made me like Andrew Garfield as a Spider-Man, because those movies were fucking awful. And I hated him. I like that they were able to give some redemption to the past failures. Yeah, the premise was really silly, but it was a very good movie. Fun movie to watch. Probably the only multiverse movie they've done that I really liked. There was a lot of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that I liked, because Sam Raimi has some really cool stuff, even in his bad movies. Even in that awful Oz movie he did, there's usually some fun stuff. So I love zombie Doctor Strange with the cloak made out of ghost arms. That was super cool. I love all the undead stuff and the spooky horror stuff, and I like what they did with Wanda, and like that movie could have been really cool. Could have been really cool, but the script just wasn't, it just wasn't very tight. But yeah, could have been good. That was the only other one I've seen since Endgame that I liked. I thought the special effects in Quantumania were cool. I remember seeing it in theaters and being like, this all looks really cool. The colors are really cool, and the concept art on the characters is really cool. But I couldn't really tell you what happened in the movie when I think about it. I thought it was probably the most like entertaining Ant-Man movie, but that's like a pretty fucking low bar, because those movies are not great. But yeah, I don't know. They haven't been making very good stuff for a while.
Dad said I had a knack for engineering. Taught me everything he knew about it, then sent me off to Canberra to learn everything he didn't. That was his dream for me. That one day I'd put my studies to use for the good of the cause. But I'm helping no one stuck at school. I've studied enough. It's time I put my knack to work. I know that I can help the people here, and I want to do it.
I really liked the Multiverse of Madness until the end. The end is very sloppy.
I knew you'd say yes. Which is why I wrote
And honestly, Wanda should have been the next big bad. It shouldn't have been Kang, and it shouldn't be Doctor Doom. It should have been Wanda. They should have done House of M or some version of it, but
I need equipment and materials to start making
she's a really great character and a really good actress and a really good performance and really good motivation, because like especially after WandaVision, really good motivation, and just a good villain that you understand and that you kind of like, and like that would have been such a good direction to go, is this character that we've grown to like enjoy, who feels like part of the team, becoming the new big bad would have been such a cool way to go. It's really what they should have done, and killing her off at the end of, I mean, I'm assuming she's not dead, I'm assuming she'll come back for Doomsday, but I really didn't like the way that, I don't know, Multiverse of Madness, the ending is so weak. It hits such a really cool high when Doctor Strange becomes like zombie Doctor Strange. You're like, oh, this is so stupid and fun and awesome and great. And then they do the dumb thing of Wanda has a redemption moment, and oh, I'm gonna be good, and ooh, I'm gonna, you know, it's so stupid. It's not, it's just such a movie ending. It's not a good, like, ending for that character. It's just a very schmaltzy, Hollywoody movie ending. But yeah, everything up to that point I liked a lot. I really didn't like what they did with Bruce Campbell. I didn't like the weird Rick and Morty humor where it's like, oh, we're in an alternate universe, and in this universe everyone has hot dogs for fingers. In this universe, pizza's a ball. It's like, oh, fucking lobotomize me. Like, cringe fucking Rick and Morty multiverse humor is so bad. But the biggest thing that I didn't like was what they did with Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell, you're doing a Sam Raimi Doctor Strange movie, and Bruce Campbell is in it. Why? And you're introducing a universe where there's variants of characters that don't have to be played by the same character. How are you not doing Bruce Campbell as an alternate universe Doctor Strange? How? Can you imagine if Bruce Campbell showed up in fucking goatee and a big cape? Hello there, visitor. Like doing his Bruce Campbell voice. And also, it's Sam Raimi, and there's like a Necronomicon in the movie, the like Darkhold. How is Bruce Campbell not holding the fucking Evil Dead Necronomicon in a Doctor Strange costume in the alternate universe? Like what are we doing? Why is he a guy that sells circular pizza? Such an insane waste of Bruce Campbell. Obviously, he should have been a Doctor Strange variant, and obviously he should have had the fucking Evil Dead Necronomicon somewhere as an Easter egg. But yeah, I don't know. No, like pizza that's an orb. It's like pizza that's a ball. That's like XD random fucking multiverse humor that they do in that movie.
That's right. And he is a friend of the cause. I'll ask Martha if she can spare him. Thank you. Part off.
Least I could do. Really giving it their all. Love it. Also, why was Vision not? I mean, I know it's because they couldn't afford to put Paul Bettany in the movie with everybody else, but like, Vision's not in that movie? Not even in the multiverse where Wanda's happy and raising her kids, Vision's not there? Like, what are we, huh? Her entire motivation for becoming a fucking psychopath is fucking losing her family, and Vision's not in the movie? Like, I don't know, just very strange to me. The movie was just strangely unfinished.
Wouldn't mind if he don't. We're friends here, aren't we?
Thank you, Martha. Do you know where I might find him?
He went up to Cressida on business. No idea what happened. Place is a ruin. Far as I know, he's still there.
I'll look from there then.
I'll look from there then. But like, even if you don't want to splurge on Paul Bettany, you have a full CG render of Paul Bettany. You have it. You've used it in other movies. You have Vision. And Paul Bettany signed a contract that his likeness can be used in this stuff, even if you don't get him on set. He could have been there. It just felt very strange that he was not there. Yeah, they're about to, Nicholas. It's going to be called Doomsday. The Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom movie is going to be the end of the multiverse. That's what they're leading up to. Dude, what does it feel like to be Jonathan Majors and to know that you're a big enough piece of shit
Said I might find you here.
that a multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar company folded billions of dollars in plans and profits just to take you out of a franchise. That's fucking wild.
London and workshops. That beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough.
Like,
And
you're a big enough piece of shit that they canceled an Avengers franchise, a 10-year franchise, because of you.
couldn't ask a favour, could I? Before we go?
Didn't just recast you, which is the part that blows my mind. You're doing a multiverse story, and you've already introduced that variants can look like different actors.
Where I grew up.
Instead of recasting Kang, they just gave up. They were like, nah, we're just gonna pretend this never happened.
I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Place crawling with thieves.
It was so radioactive for Disney that they just started over. Yeah.
Any chance you could
It's the least I can do.
thank you kindly and take care.
I was really hoping in Loki season 2 that fucking, oh, what's his name from Everything Everywhere All at Once. I was hoping he was going to be a Kang variant, and he was going to secretly end up being a villain. I mean, yeah. Eventually there's going to be a flop so big that it creates ripples across the industry for sure. For sure. I think if the next, like, actual Avengers movie, if, like, whatever the follow-up is to Endgame, whatever that movie ends up being, if that movie bombs, I think you're going to see a major shift. We're coming up on 20 years of the MCU. Like, it's time for the next thing. It's been 2 decades of this. Like, it's time for whatever the next thing is going to be. And I think people are kind of ready and waiting for the next thing. Expedition 33 is already spreading positive ripples in the industry. People love it. It's like the highest reviewed game in a very long time. Nothing but good vibes. No, nothing happened because of the Snow White flop. The only thing that happened because of the Snow White flop is that Disney might lean away from those live action remakes, but they were going to do that anyway because they're running out of stuff to reboot. Like, they've done all the big ones. Like, the only one left is what, like Peter Pan? I don't think they've done that yet. They've done Dumbo, they've done Lion King, they've done Aladdin, they've done Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, they've done all of them. Like, they're not going to do the fucking Black Cauldron, which is a shame. The fucking live action remake of the Black Cauldron would be so fucking sick, but yeah.
You made sure it worked.
Princess and the Frog, maybe, but like, it's pretty recent.
Then my folks can rest in peace.
Maybe Tarzan, maybe. I don't know.
When is it since the village was abandoned?
Maybe, was it an official Disney Peter Pan?
Well, people started packing their things after the Dutch.
I know there was a Peter Pan movie, but was it an actual, like, Disney thing? I remember that Peter Pan and Wendy movie from
Decades since the last
10 years ago, maybe? I remember that.
Been a century. Looking at the place. It's in the crest that I remember.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Can't live in the past. No matter how nice it might be. As soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that
They'll
raised
probably
me,
do Princess and the Frog and maybe like Atlantis or something. I don't know. Yeah, and then Frozen.
That should take care of its little list.
The Littlands have been up to their old tricks again.
The Litlins.
shouldn't you be getting some rest?
And then that movie Wish. That movie Wish totally bombed.
I've placed your various orders, and a carpenter by the name of Bernard is on his way from Arthur's Rest.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Claire.
Is there anything else you need?
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have already sent over everything I asked for, and I've got all the plans drawn. So as soon as Bernard gets here, we can get to work. I can't wait.
Yeah, Disney's, I mean, they've got more money than God, but they're not exactly
See how Jill's faring.
doing great. Like, they're fine, but they're not like, it's not like record profits anymore.
Clive,
Talia, how's Jill?
recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll
Do I have a Disney animated film idea?
Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had
Do I
some
feel
issues
most
with
things
the
flop?
plans.
Well, most things always flop. The stuff that does really well is always a minority.
Ask our Puckleges about Torgal.
Some things do okay, some things break even, most things flop by default. The industry is kind of being held up by like, it's like a gambling thing. It's like when you hit really big, and then that hit pays for like, you know, all the flops until the next hit. It's very, very strange, but yeah. I think the majority of movies coming out don't make their money back, but the ones that have like super high returns make enough money that it doesn't matter.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him? Like,
I'm not sure how I feel about this new season of Andor.
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories.
The first episode of the season was really good. I like that it was like high stakes, stealing a prototype fucking TIE interceptor. It's a cool idea for an episode. But I don't know. Everything since then's been very like, I feel like I've watched 4 episodes of Getting Ready for a Wedding and farmers trying to hide from Gestapo. It's like it's very weird. It feels like it's been 4 episodes of literally the same stuff. Like if I watch the next episode and it's a 5th episode of people hiding from Nazis on a farmland and people getting ready for a wedding, I don't know. Like, can we go somewhere else? Do we have to go back to this fucking wheat field?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his
one thing I will say, you guys can educate me. This is something I don't actually know the answer to.
I shall be a moment.
I swear to God, I might have made this up. So this is just a disclaimer. I could be wrong about this. I think in the pilot episode of the second season of Andor, one of the farmers runs into the house and says, "Imperial troops are coming. They're checking everyone's immigration visas." And they use the term visa. And I was like, hold on. This is Star Wars.
It is.
Like, huh? Like, I don't know. Like, shouldn't you make up some stupid Star Wars word like IM cards, like immigration cards, or IM scans, or IM chips? They're coming to scan our IM chips, or our holla porters. Like, what? Why are we saying visa? What? I don't know. Anyway, listen. That really felt on the nose and lazy to me. That felt like a writer in a room leaning back and saying, "I'm making a statement about real life and I'm very proud of myself." I don't know. That really felt out. I was like, what?
How goes the hunt for Kuka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet.
Yeah, just make up a word.
For certain,
Just make up a fucking Star Wars word for it. Don't say visa. What are you doing?
Keep at it.
Like,
If
huh?
anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
Yeah, like an identification code. Something. Chain code. Anything. I don't know. I mean, all the acting in the scenes, like the scene you're talking about, shit, all the acting's really good. It's so weird because all the actors in Andor are doing phenomenal work. They're all great. My favorite scene so far in season 2, literally my favorite scene in season 2, is that weird Imperial guy who's like an auditor and his like Nazi girlfriend lady. And his mom comes over for dinner, and there's a scene that pans over and he's just laying face down in bed trying to pretend he doesn't exist because his girlfriend and his mom are having an argument, and he's such a like beta loser dude that he's like, "I have to disassociate right now. This is too much. My mom and my overbearing mom and my controlling girlfriend are arguing about me." That scene is so unintentionally, well, maybe it is intentional. It's so funny and pathetic and squirmy wormy and just terrible. Like, this is great. All the character stuff is great, but it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it feels very, very weird.
Clive, my boy! Tell the cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here!
We will see. I feel like the antique dealer is secretly a Jedi.
Dalmekian government sues for peace. How should we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores aren't as bottomless as reported.
Why? We have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Daleks empty their treasuries for us.
Expanding on it was a mistake always. Even the prequels were a mistake.
Of course, none of this would have been possible.
All of this would be better if it didn't exist, and you just had that original trilogy as a perfect little thing. But that's not the world we live in.
The Empire owes you a great debt. May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
subjects, Your Radiance. If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
Force Whitaker was good.
Losses, it is true.
Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Leon?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
Sire.
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
Hmm.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance. I shall depart at once.
Well, folks, here we are at the 3-hour mark, and it is now time for me to go tend to other things, such as the gym and Expedition 33.
What do those charges all go?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Deal.
So Annabelle's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
Well, love y'all.
What on earth is Uncle Myron doing here? Only one way to find out.
Cool. Getting close on this one. Love you all. I will see you soon.